wonderful nurse practitioner. And today, oh, it's been a busy day. So for me, it is 8 p.m. at night. For you, it is 12 o'clock. And I finally got through applying for my son's student visa here in Kenya. And I will tell you, it has been quite the feat because I was supposed to have someone else that did this and applied for his student visa. And after waiting for about a month, um, and going up to immigration, I realized it was not done. And here we are with about 2 weeks left before we'll get kicked out. 2, 3 weeks, something like that. So I was like, let's just go ahead and do this. And for the student visa, it in Kenya it's about $100 a year for people that are in school. So whether it's a child or an adult furthering their education. For me, I have a multi-use visa for 5 years, so I can go in and out of the country for 5 years. Depending on how things go, maybe I'll apply for residency or citizenship or something of that nature. But right now it is just a interesting time in the U.S. So I think that it's important that in addition to maintaining our mental health, we also make sure we got somewhere else to go. Um, because the more that I look at the headlines in the US, the more afraid I get. So I know when I had first left, my goal actually was to, when I first started this journey on and off in the US, my goal was to get residency somewhere else. And initially, I wanted it to be in Panama, but when I went to Panama, I was not prepared. I was actually just visiting, the rules were changing. And I just wasn't prepared to do the residency. You needed to go back and come back and all kinds of things. So since then, it's gotten really hectic. So even though my grandmother is from there, I don't have citizenship. So that's something that I do want to look into in the future is getting citizenship in Panama, if not residency. I just need to figure out what that really means and how that's done because I would like to get it for myself and my children. But I think that it's actually very interesting in going to different countries. Then I looked at doing residency in Mexico, and I was in the process of doing that. And there was some things that I needed for my son, and they replaced the person that was there. The first person that was at the Mexican embassy was really nice, and the second person that got there was not so nice. And things happened, and I just didn't make it back to Mexico. So for that reason, I didn't do residency. But I don't know how this will be going forward. But Mexico is one of the places that really accept Americans fairly easily. Now their rates have gone up over the years quite a bit since I first looked into it. And who knows what this year will bring? It sounds like now we require a visa to go into Mexico. But prior to all of this going on, it was very easy to get residency in Mexico. So, and it's very close to home. So, for that reason, you will find a lot of American expats that have residency in Mexico. Will that remain the same? Will things change? I have no idea. Their president seems very level headed. So, but you can only poke a bear but so much. So, hopefully that continues to be the way that it is. Um, I kind of want to, I feel like a lot of what I've been talking about lately is based off of what's going on in the US and in the news. And I mean, because that it's all around us, right? And people are getting laid off left and right. Every time we turn around with a stroke of the pen, they're losing their jobs. And I know last time We spoke about getting financially prepared, dealing with your stocks and your banking and all of these different things, and just getting your financial wheelhouse in order. So I hope you all have met with someone. I met with someone, and I plan to meet with two other people next week about doing that. And, in addition to doing that, people are dealing with a lot of emotional and mental stress. So, this past Sunday, we did Rising Above the Noise, which was a webinar to identify the stressors, but also go over the history of the stressors, but also learn to treat those stressors and things that you can do, right now to make it better. So if you want to see that, I will post the link with the replay on YouTube, so you can watch that at your own convenience. Now, y'all, I feel like I must be getting older because I'm a little technically challenged. So you'll see my notes. But there were people on there and they didn't say anything, even though I asked them. So I feel like I'm not alone in being technically challenged. So, yeah, I'm going to go with that. So, apparently, we're all technically challenged. But I think it was a very good webinar and it was a lot of good information that you all can start implementing now. And that's what's important, that you have real life things you can implement now. One thing that we talked about was limiting your screen time, even though I'm on your screen right now, but limiting your screen time. There is so much negativity flooding us, whether it's the news, it's IG, it's Facebook, it's TikTok. So, we may need to start to set limits on, you know, what we're seeing by unfollowing people, by snoozing them for 30 days, by, the algorithm will sometimes sneak some stuff in there, click those three dots and say, no, I'm not interested in this. So you may need to clean it up that way. But you also may need to look at some different people to follow. My site is Holistic Break Clinic. And I try to post some different things there. I'm trying to get better at posting that. There's also one that I really like called the Nap Ministry. The Nap Ministry is so cool because all they talk about is napping and resting. Like literally, all of their posts are just, you deserve rest, go lay down. And it's actually pretty cool. So following uplifting um, well, not necessarily sites, but people such as that will be helpful for you as we go along in the future. Yes, we need to be informed, but we do kind of need to limit the negative narrative that's coming into our brain, because it will work on us. It'll work on us mentally, emotionally, physically, and psychologically. And we talk more about those physical emotions in the Rising Above the Noise webinar. So please look at that because your mental, your physical, and your spiritual health are all connected. So one leads to the other leads to that one. So, is which came first, the chicken or the egg? So, that's one of the things that we spoke about. And there are quite a number of other things. So I do want you to take some time and look at that and make sure that you are protecting yourself and protecting your peace, because we do so much as Black women for other people. And, just as women, we do so much. And, right now it's rough. It's really hard. So it's very, very important that you do things that protect your peace. For me, that's not being in the United States right now. For you, that may not be possible. That may be making sure you take time to yourself, that you're getting a nap, that you take that warm bath, that you take some time off. I'm gonna remind you, March 10th is the National Day of Rest for Black women. March is when Harriet Tubman was born. March 10th is when the day she died. So make sure you put that on your calendar. If you can't take that day off, maybe do a longer lunch break that day. Maybe leave a couple of hours early. And I encourage you to do something for yourself. We often look at self care as just go and get our nails done, which need to be done right now. Go and get our eyebrows, our lashes, our hair, and those are self care. But on this National Day of Rest, we actually want to rest. We actually want to take time, sit at home, read a book, binge watch TV, take a long hot shower without anybody knocking on the door. Uh, you know, whatever it is that you would like to do, it's really important that we take this time for ourselves. So, I encourage you to do these things. Make sure you rest. Make sure you find a safe haven, wherever that may be. I don't know. I feel like we all need a safe haven out of the US right now. Like I said, mine's is here in Kenya with me and my son. We're finishing our visa applications. Again, Mexico is a good option for a lot of people. But I think it's important that we do find our safe haven, that we get our financial wheelhouse in order, that we prioritize our rest and our mind, and that we put ourselves above others. We've done our part as the 92%, but right now we need to prioritize ourselves. So I will post a link to the webinar I did to give you more real life and things you can do right now to put yourself first, as a Black woman, and things I want you to look out for physically and mentally that show you that, okay, this is not good, something's going wrong, I need to do something different. We can't control what's happening around us. Even, it's not just the US that's having issues. I don't know if you heard, China just had a new outbreak. You know, I don't know. This world is interesting right now, but we're not going to crash, and we are not going to crumble along with it. We are going to lift ourselves up, and we are going to prioritize ourselves first and the people we love second. And everybody that comes after that, well, that's up to you. So remember those things that we discussed. Remember, March 10th is the National Day of Rest for Black women. If you can't take the day off, take a couple of hours, take some time to yourself, prioritize you, and y'all, please get a visa somewhere, anywhere, somewhere. I don't know, it's a little rough around there. So, if you want more information on the process of the visa in Kenya, feel free to let me know. Like I said, they have the one where you come back and forth. For my son, we did the student one, but there's a lot of different visas here, and it's a lot of people that's available to help. So let me know, and I wish you all the best. If you have a visa or you're living elsewhere, let us know in the comments so other Black women will know where they should go and what it's like there. In Kenya, being around a bunch of people that look like you is pretty cool. There were some bumps along the road when I got here, but that seems to be that just seems to be the norm at this point wherever you go. But no place is perfect. So I wish you all well and have a happy Wednesday. You are 2 days out from it being over. And think of one thing you can do today to rest or just for you. It doesn't have to be a special day. Do something for you today.